Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning. Welcome to Saturday. Andy Brownell, News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM. Along with Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results. Hey, good morning, Robin.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I know you're busy.
Busy. And I like being busy, so that's good.
Well, this time of the year, I don't know how you avoid being busy in the real estate industry.
It honestly just fuels my fire. The busier I am and the more I have going on, the more pumped up and excited I am about it. I just love it.
Say, a little birdie told me that you might have found a buyer for that unfinished luxury home out southwest by Bamber Valley.
Yes, that is true to a point. I did not have the buyer. Another agent brought the buyer, but it is definitely under contract. And of course, as you know, there's a lot of controversy. So the contract was written, everything was disclosed to the buyer so that the buyer is well aware of all the up in arms and everything that's going on and the 125 people who want it torn down and whatever. So his agent, very good agent, wrote an offer saying that as long as we can get permits back reinstated and approval to get this project underway and finished, then we'll have a deal. So they're in the process of trying to figure that all out with the township right now. So hopefully it all works out.
Fantastic. Well, at least it's a positive direction, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I heard that there was another development that's generating a little controversy over by Byron.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And this should be welcome, exciting news. There is a company, and I've known about this for quite some time, but I haven't been able to talk about it until now because it's been kind of just on the down low. And of course, they've been going through the city of Byron for permitting for the last couple of years. So these things don't happen overnight.
Sure.
And, so this thing has been in the making, and then of course there are people on the town Byron City Board and positions that know about it, and they tell their friends or their family, and then they tell their friends and their family, and the old game of telephone, and the information kind of gets lost along the line. So one of my team members was actually in an establishment in Byron, and he came across some people having a conversation about up in arms about this trailer park that was coming to Byron. And he's thinking, I wonder where that is. So he's listening, and then all of a sudden he couldn't take it anymore. So he went over, he goes, I don't think you have the right information because we're actually involved with that development, and that's not what it's going to be. So it's not a trailer park. And if it were, that would make a lot of people who can afford mobile home living and nothing else very happy. But that is not what it is. It is actually a beautiful neighborhood that's going to be called Brookwater Village. And it is going to be a protected neighborhood, a vibrant neighborhood, a connected neighborhood, sustainable, active, inclusive neighborhood. All the things people are looking for. It will be a definite community feeling. Clearly, it's still a part of the city of Byron, but it'll be its own little community feeling. And they'll have, when they get to that point, they'll have a community center, which will not be just for the neighborhood, by the way. It would be open to the community of Byron. So all of this has been presented to Byron. All of the plans have been presented. They've been revised and revised again. And hopefully the developers and the city will come to terms. I know there is a public meeting coming up on April 5th so that the people who live in Byron, the citizens of Byron, can come to the meeting and get the facts and voice their opinions and concerns and all those kind of things. But it is what they have planned is absolutely beautiful. and it has like a phase one for lots. Oh yeah, that was one of the other things that my team member heard when he went into town, was that how can they put anything on those lots? I heard they were like 50 by 90. And he's like, no, I don't think so. So I'm looking at phase one, and these lots are 75 by 102, 60 by 102, 60 by 110, 65 by 102, 70 by 105. So no, nothing less than 60 feet wide, and nothing less than 102 feet deep. So those are decent sized lots.
Yeah, I was going to say that much of the city of Rochester, the city lots are 50 by less than 100 for some of the neighborhoods.
Yeah, so no, they're very decent sized lots, and the whole point is to bring in. And then the other thing is they talked about trying to offer affordable housing, and I don't know why people's minds always go to affordable housing means Section 8, means low income. I mean, it's really pathetic if you think about it. Affordable housing means people who have good jobs but don't happen to make big bucks. There's a lot of people that have good jobs that can afford comfortably a $200,000 house or a $250,000 house. And once they start going higher than that, it gets to be a stretch. So this planned neighborhood community is planned for townhomes starting in the 2s all the way up to single family homes in probably the high 5s. So a very nice, mixed, beautiful neighborhood. So I hope once people get the facts, they'll be more in favor of it, and we can start moving forward.
Wow. It sounds like a lot of mixed messages or misinformation flying around.
Yeah, that's unfortunately what happens.
Is this one of these neighborhoods or developments where they try to, I guess, improve walkability within the area?
It's exactly what it is. I mean, they have a waterway. I mean, it's obviously a runoff. It's not like a beautiful lake or something. But they have a waterway, and they're going to do a walkway on both sides of it. So, when you think about like downtown Rochester, how you can walk along the water on the sidewalk, they're going to have that connecting like the front part of the neighborhood to the back part of the neighborhood. You can walk all along the walkway next to the waterway. I mean, it's going to be a really cool place. And then eventually, their first plan, it's ironic because this development company took Byron's 20-year plan that they had done probably 15 or 20 years ago and said, this is what we're looking for. And they took it and they put it all into this development, and now they're getting pushback. So it's unfortunate. But they were thinking think of cities you've been to where you come into the neighborhood and there's retail on the main floor with maybe condos upstairs.
Sure.
And they have like a coffee shop or a microbrewery or a sandwich shop or a bakery, the things that you would just walk with your neighbor up and have a cup of coffee or have a beer or whatever. So I know for a fact that for right now, the retail is out. They're not ready for that part. I don't think they want the competition for Main Street Byron or downtown Byron or whatever it is. And so the developer's fine with that. He's like, we'll make it so that when you are ready for it, when the city's grown enough, we have the capability and we can do it. So they have all the house types. They've got really cool looking townhomes, and they've got accessory dwelling units, like little grandma pads that some of the houses will have in the backyard, the little accessory dwelling unit, which is so cool.
Trendy.
Yeah. And so their architectural vision, they've got a contemporary house. They've got the country modern. They've got the neo-electric, they call it, the modern ranch. They have contemporary modern farmhouse, Cape Cod, and modern prairie. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different house styles. And trust me, none of them they are all really very appealing to the eyes. So I really do think that once the people of the city see these, I think it's going to take away a lot of their questions or answer what they need to hear.
So
basically, give them the information they need to hear.
So that'll be on Tuesday. They're going to have that information meeting.
Tuesday. Yeah. So I hope that anybody who's listening that is concerned about this, whether it's something that you have bad feelings and you're worried about it, so that you can get those questions cleared up, or if it's something that you're excited about and you're willing to stand up and promote it, I think it would be important for you people to show up as well. So the developers did ask me to talk about it today and bring it to people's attention so that there will be a good turnout at the meeting and hopefully get that final stamp of approval that they've been working on for the last couple of years and start breaking some ground and bringing this new neighborhood to Byron.
That's become your new role on the program, right?
Yes.
Quash the rumors.
Oh, boy. And, I actually spoke this week at one of the Sertoma early morning meetings. And, of course, somebody was curious about the house and wanted to know what I knew. And they said, oh, it's so nice to hear that, it doesn't necessarily have to be torn down. I mean, people thought it was like structurally unsafe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, that people actually did think that. This gentleman that I spoke to actually thought that it was structurally unsafe. And I'm like, no, that is not the case.
It's just not finished.
Anyway, it's just not finished. And it is, is it dangerous the way it's sitting? Yeah. If I lived in the neighborhood and I had a kid that could go out there and climb around in there, would that scare me? I mean, all the more reason to get it finished and make it a home and just, welcome it as part of the neighborhood.
I'll keep my fingers crossed on clearing away the regulatory and bureaucratic stuff so they can get going.
and I hope we get a push forward with Brickwater Village, too, because God knows we need housing. We need housing. We're short of inventory.
And it fits that, what they call it, the kind of housing that is so much in demand right now that you're seeing just get gobbled up within a day when it goes on the market.
And people love Byron. I mean, they love Byron. It has a beautiful school system. And I do think that a certain amount of the people who are up in arms about it are those people who have lived in Byron forever and they like their small town and they want their small town to be a small town forever. And unfortunately, that's just probably not reality.
No, not with the way things are going. The old axiom, everything changes.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Do you know what? We have to take a break, so we'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney Group-RE results in a moment on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Paid for by Bill. Have you been putting your retirement savings in a 401k?
Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back, everyone. Robin Gwaltney Group-RE results with us, of course, on a Saturday morning. Robin, talking about the proposed development over in Byron, is there someplace I can go or anybody else can go that they could maybe learn a little bit more now without going to the meeting?
Well, we do have a website. It is not up. I mean, it's ready to just push the green light and go. Okay. But I think they are actually waiting until after the meeting so they can, update with current timelines, stuff like that. But as soon as that thing goes live, I will definitely let everybody know, because then people can see all these cool architectural vision plans that I was speaking about and kind of see the overall layout of the neighborhood itself. And I think people will be intrigued.
Well, I think there's going to be plenty of demand for what gets built there.
Well, they're talking at the end of the 2 phases, or 3 phases actually, 400 and some homes. So, it's a lot.
And we're still seeing houses in that $200,000 to $400,000 range go just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what's keeping you so busy.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So speaking of those, let's talk about what we have available in the Rochester market as of today. Okay?
Yep.
115 active homes. There's actually 3 homes out there that are under 100,000, 6 that are between 100 and 200, 19 between 200 and 300, 14 between 300 and 400, 14 between 400 and 500. They seem to be pretty evenly distributed, don't they? Yeah. 16 between 500 and 600, 10 between 600 and 700, 12 between 700 and 800. And now the numbers start to go down. Between 8 and 900, there are only 4. Between 900 and $1 million, there are 6. Absolutely nothing between $1 million and $1.1 million. So if that's your price point, Andy, you're out of luck this week.
Well, okay? That seems to be the case every week. There must be something
it has.
About
There's
that
nothing number.
been that.
Yeah. $1.1 million to $1.2 million, there's 3 of them. Nothing between $1.2 million and $1.3 million. But we've got 2 homes that are between $1.3 million and $1.4 million. And get this, we have 6 homes currently for sale over $1.4 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So houses are, we have 325 pending. And I think when we talked last week, we had 200 and something pending. So 100 and some homes were sold this week. So 325 pending. And within the last 6 months, we've had 913 total close. Okay. Houses are on the market an average of 22 days. Now, you and I have talked about that in the past.
Misleading.
It can be misleading because let's say that they do accept an offer that is contingent upon an inspection, and that inspection is done 7 days later. Well, that contract might have been written 2 hours after it hit the market, but then it'll come up as 9 or 10 days on the market, or whatever.
Right. It also includes those $1.4 million homes that
and it includes those that take longer. Yeah. You got it. So those houses that are actually taking, let's see here, 5 months to sell, the $1.4 million, we have 5 months worth of inventory. So in other words, if we don't sell any houses over $1.4 million, I shouldn't say that. If we don't get any more listings over $1.4 million, 5 months from now, we will be out of houses over $1.4 million. So that high-end market is very much alive.
It sounds like the market is dynamic right now, that the homes
That's a great word.
Being listed and they're being sold almost immediately.
And we're still seeing multiple offers. We're still seeing offers over ask. We are getting more and more listings, which is fabulous. And I think it's because, building has opened up a little bit. Even though we all know lumber prices are up, I did actually see an article this week that says lumber prices are falling. Oh. But then it's followed by, but analysts are skeptical. So they have dropped. Yeah. So lumber prices have dropped more than 20% in March. Okay, so that marks a significant decline for their near record highs. But analysts told Fortune that home buyers shouldn't celebrate quite yet because lumber prices are still up more than, get this, 135% since the beginning of 2020. Oh. That's a lot. So the high prices for lumber have obviously contributed to the higher new home prices, right? Oh, yeah. And the average price of a newly built single-family home has climbed by more than $180,000 since 2020.
Oh my gosh, it's that much.
I mean, we used to build a house for $180,000. Now they're $180,000 more than they were last year or 2 years ago. So yeah, it's crazy.
It's everything. It's not just materials. It's the cost of the people who are going to build the homes.
Correct.
Have the lots gone up in price as well, or have that?
Oh yeah. Lots have gone up in prices as well. Everything has gone up. We've been getting calls this week from TV stations asking us how are the higher taxes going to affect home buyers?
Sure.
The taxes are going up. Well, I mean, everything is going up. Everything. If you think about it, higher interest rates, higher taxes makes a higher payment. So what people are going to try to do is search in maybe a little bit lower price range. Well, we know how difficult that is.
Right. You just listed how many homes are in those price ranges.
Right. So I think what it is it's just an attitude adjustment. And I think people have really adapted this whole mindset that I have about thinking of your home as not just your home, but also your bank account.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little more than I want to pay each month, but I can. It just means I can't put away as much for retirement as I would like to. So as long as they stay in that mindset that I am investing in my retirement by making this house payment, by making this mortgage payment, and not doing, stay away from those cash out refis and just leave that equity alone, leave it untouched, and use it to build wealth, then they're going to be fine.
It's funny, I had a conversation about this topic over the past week, and it was a person arguing that if I took this chunk of money and invested it in this market instead of real estate, house, my home, the gain would be, on average this much higher over this period of years. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, but you can't live in it.
Right. Exactly.
And you're paying, and you have to pay to live somewhere, so you got to factor that into the equation.
Right. And so, gosh, there are a lot of people who have built a lot of wealth in the stock market. So clearly we know it can be done. But it's not something that I can do. I have no knowledge in that, but I do know how to buy real estate, and I do know how to take care of my real estate, and I do know how to protect my investment by leaving my equity in my home, right? So I feel like it's just something that appeals to such a broader audience.
I agree. It still is the American dream. It really is.
Yes, for sure.
Robin, we do have to take a quick break. We'll come right back.
Jeez, that goes fast.
It does. Robin Gwaltney Group-RE results. Back in a moment on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Increase your home's value with Owens Corning shingles and save
Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9.
We are talking real estate, as we usually do on a Saturday morning with Robin Gwaltney Group-RE results. I was thinking about when we purchased our home, the things that were must-haves for us.
In the practical days, when it was like a furnace that works and a roof that doesn't have a hole in it.
And a garage with space for enough our stuff. Has that changed at all?
Oh my gosh, it is crazy. Just with different generations, those priorities have changed. But things like you brought up walkability in the last segment when we were talking about that development. It is crazy how much people want to be able to walk to the grocery store, people love the walkability now, and I don't know, but when I was buying my first house, I was thinking, well, I have a car. I don't need to be able to walk anywhere. So it's just different mindset. It's changed, which is fabulous. But I know that when you have those walkable communities, you do get more that sense of community like neighborhoods used to be, right? Or some still are. Like I know you still live in a neighborhood that's very much a community, and the neighbors all care about the neighbors. We recently, Sherry on our team recently sold a house in Wabasha, and she was so excited because she sold it to her niece and her husband. And within the first day they were there, one neighbor brought over a lasagna, another brought over cookies, another one said, hey, you're invited to beers in the alleys on Fridays or whatever. They just feel like, wow, what a nice hometown, small community feel. So even when we don't live in small towns, that sense of community is important. So the younger generation does appreciate that very much.
Nice.
But there is an article actually that was published this last week in National Association of Realtors website, and it was titled "What Home Features Buyers Are Prioritizing This Spring." And it was kind of funny because these were the top amenities that buyers were looking for. water features. I remember the day that if a house had a pool, it was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be tough to sell. Nobody wants a pool. Now it's like high on the list. And outdoor views and room for outdoor activities and fitness and roominess. And if you think about it, all of those things are tied directly to COVID.
I bet, yeah, people are spending more time in their homes. And so while they're there, they want things to do.
Yep. And they want to be outside, and they want to be, because if they're inside working all week, then they want to start enjoying their outside. When they used to work at the office all week, when they came home, they wanted to enjoy their inside. So, it just changes things. So it's constantly, like you always say, the one thing we can always count on
is change.
Yeah, things are going to constantly change, but change is not necessarily a bad thing, right?
No. In fact, most of the time you're going to find out it's positive. As always, we're anxious about it.
And there's resistance. But anyway. So anyway, that being said, if there's anything that you would like to change, whether it be your address or sometimes people want to know, Robin, is it a good idea to put an addition on my house, or is money well spent if I remodel my kitchen or my bathroom? I am always willing to answer those questions for you. I'm happy to come to your home, take a look, talk to you about what your plans are, and let you know if I think that you're making a good financial decision, because you know that with me, it's about being a service provider and being a guide for you throughout your real estate transactions and helping you make the best decisions you can make. So certainly if I can help in any way, please do call me.
So if it's green appliances, is that an automatic yes for the remodel?
Yeah, well, at least for new appliances, probably.
I hear from the hipsters that's kind of coming back.
Oh, you know that they are making retro-looking appliances, but they're brand new? Like the old ice box-looking thing. Yeah, things just keep coming back, reinventing the wheel, right?
So if you want to talk to Robin about all the things we just talked about, but also if you have a home you're thinking about listing or you're in the market to buy, how do we get a hold of you, Robin?
Absolutely. Call me anytime. My cell phone number is 507-259-4926, and I'm proud to tell you I have the best real estate team in all of Southeast Minnesota, so someone on the team will be right there available to help you, and we'll take great care of you.
Well, fantastic, and I look forward to chatting again next week. Thanks, Robin. Yep.
All right.
Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group-RE Results right here on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
News Talk 1340.